I don't know what's dropping faster, the temperatures or the prices. If you're curious about that, then you're going to want to watch this video. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel Living in Tampa, where it's my goal to show you everything you need to know about eating, sleeping, playing, and living in the greater Tampa Bay area. If your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell so you'll be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. In today's video, we are going to cover why I think it's still a good time to buy a home in the fall here in Tampa, even though the prices are coming down. Yes, the market has definitely cooled, and oh my goodness, the temperatures have cooled. I am freezing here today. Last night it was about 52 degrees. It's never been this cold this early in the year, so I think we are on pace to hit a record low. Now, I know you guys up north are probably laughing at me. 52 degrees is not cold, but take my word for it. Once you've moved here and you've lived here a little while, your blood is going to thin out and you too will be thinking that 52 degrees is cold. And I'm here to tell you 52 degrees here is a little bit different than other areas. I don't know if it has to do with the humidity. It just feels colder to me. Even my mom, who lives up in Whidbey Island, which is in Washington State, it's always windy there. It rains a lot. It's cold year round. But I'm going to tell you, when they come here in the winter, which they come almost every year for Christmas, when they are here and the temperatures drop, my mom is always complaining about how cold she is. So I'm not lying. It does get cold here. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Today I want to cover why, even in this cooling market in Tampa in 2022 in the fall, why it's a good time to buy. So let's get started with that. So as I said, home prices are definitely starting to drop, and that's my number one reason why it is a good time to buy here in fall of 2022 in Tampa. The prices have come down a lot. Sellers are being much more realistic about the price that they can get for their home, and they're actually negotiating as well. So no longer are you going to have to participate in those bidding wars, offer up your firstborn child, offer to move, pay for the seller's move, things of that nature. You're no longer going to have to do that. It's back to the good old days where the buyer has a little bit of power and you can actually negotiate. So the slower time of year for real estate here in Tampa is the winter months, and that is coming up quick. And a lot of the sellers out there know that that happens every year, and they're anxious to get their property sold before that slow time. So if you are still in the market and looking to buy, I would say to do it sooner rather than later. So the pricing, that's the main thing. Every day I'm looking at my email and I'm seeing price drops. Sellers are seeing that too. They know that they're going to have to negotiate to get their property sold if they want to do that before next year. So it's an opportune time for you as a buyer to come in and scoop up a good deal. A lot of these sellers too are looking for a tax write-off. They want to get that property sold before the end of the year for that reason. So they are highly motivated. So if you are considering making a home purchase in 2022, now would be a great time. The number two reason that I think it's still a great time to buy here in fall is because there is much less competition. So I don't know what happened, where all these buyers went last year. Oh my gosh, buyers were coming in droves. So many of them had cash. There were not enough homes on the market. It all just kind of came all at the same time. So the perfect storm happened and the prices just went through the roof, and that's where all that craziness came from. Well, a lot of that competition has left now. Cash sales have gone down 25% compared to this time last year. So cash is no longer as much of a factor. Last year when I was making offers with buyers, 9 times out of 10, they would not get the home unless they were cash buyers, because there were so many people out there paying cash, waiving appraisals, waiving any and all contingencies, and it was just very hard to compete with all of that. Well, it's not like that anymore. Now you can take a little bit more time to actually go and look at properties. You're gonna have more to choose from. You're not gonna just have to buy a home remotely. You're actually gonna have time to fly in here, look at a handful of homes, make your decision, take your time and think about it, and then you're actually going to be able to negotiate with the seller because there is less competition out there. But why is that? Why is there less competition? Well, of course, these higher rates have taken a lot of buyers out of the market. If you're a cash buyer, that's not going to matter too much for you. But if you are financing, you might also be looking at these rates and thinking, oh gosh, should I really buy right now? But what we are able to do and have been doing pretty successfully for a lot of our buyers is negotiating with the seller for them to pay to buy down your rate. So you can still get your rate. You're not going to be able to get your rate down to what it was last year, but you can get your rate down a couple of points possibly, depending on your score and how much your lender is charging for the buy down and everything. But it can definitely put your payment in a much more affordable place if we can negotiate for the seller to do that for you. The other thing that you've got to keep in mind when it comes to the rate is the rate is not forever. I mean, you can always refinance your loan later. And another option would be to look at a 15-year rate. They are considerably lower than a 30-year rate. So if you're able to afford to do that, I would highly recommend doing a 15-year rate. And then you're going to pay your home off that much faster anyway. So that's a great situation to be in. So less competition is making it a lot easier to buy right now. The other thing to keep in mind about less competition is because there are less buyers out there, fewer buyers out there, I should say, there is more availability from people like me, your real estate agent, or inspectors, even the title company, your lender. Everyone's going to have more time to dedicate to you, and it's not just going to be such a rushed experience. You're going to get much more hands-on from everyone, and it's going to be a much smoother transaction for you. Now, the third and final reason that I think it's a great time to buy right now, I was just talking about the weather, how it's nice and cool. If you come here in June, July, August, even September to look for a home, I'm going to tell you, it's kind of miserable. You're driving around, getting in and out of your car. A lot of these homes, maybe no one's living there, and so the AC is turned way up and you're sweating and you're just dying. It's not a fun time to go look at a house in the middle of the summer in Tampa. But if you come to look right now, wow, is it ever perfect. I mean, you can drive with your windows down, you can go look at some homes, and then you can enjoy some time after your home search, just spending some time maybe at the beach. The weather is perfect. The beaches are not crowded right now, so that's a plus too. So you can combine a house hunting trip with a little mini vacation, and you are just going to be loving life. Also, you want to make your move in these months now while the weather's nice and you're not dealing with snow. If you're living in one of those states where it snows all the time, it's going to be so much harder for you to move out of that state when you're dealing with say movers trying to get all of your belongings into the truck, and then driving down through the snow is not going to be fun. So if you can do that before winter really sets in and hits, it's going to be much more advantageous for you. So that's my number 3 reason for why it's still a great time to buy a home here in fall of 2022 in the Tampa market. Hey, listen, if you are considering making a move here, but you've got questions about Tampa, or you just have questions about real estate in general, listen, I'm always here for you. I'm always available. Go ahead and give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email. Whichever method of communication you prefer is fine with me. When it comes to moving to Tampa, I've got your back. Again, if you don't mind, do me a quick little favor, hit that button, subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. I hope that you found this video useful, and I'll see you next time.